right, we are on day 13, which I love the number 13, so I'm really excited to see what we got today. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So this should be number 13 here. Boo says hi again. 13. Let's see here. Oh, they taped it on the sides this time, so they're pulling out tricks on me. It's like, where's the seam? Oh, I'm ripping the paper. Uh-oh. That's okay. That's okay. Let's see. There we go. Let's see if I can just slide it out. Okay, so there's 13. And it says, blessed is the season which engages the whole world in a conspiracy of love. Hamilton Wright Mobby. And the book is Tad Williams, Etherland, Volume 2, River of Blue Fire. But that cover's beautiful as well. See what it's about. So it says, in many ways, it is humankind's most stunning achievement. A private, multi-dimensional universe built over 2 generations by the greatest minds of the 21st century. But this most exclusive of places is also one of the world's best-kept secrets, created and controlled by a private cartel known, to those who know of their existence at all, as the Carrell Brotherhood. Though their purpose in creating Etherland is a mystery, they have exacted a terrible price from humanity in the process, and even their highly organized global conspiracy cannot hide the nature of their crimes forever. And now a small band of adventurers have penetrated the veil of secrecy that prevents the uninitiated from entering Etherland. But having broken into the amazing worlds within worlds that make up this universe, they are trapped, unable to escape back to their own flesh and blood bodies in the real world. As dangers and circumstances split their party into small, widely scattered groups, their only hope of reuniting lies in returning again and again to the river that flows, in one form or another, through all worlds. So, sounds really interesting. Come back tomorrow and we'll see what we get then. All right, we are on day 14 today, so let's go ahead and see what we got. I'm really excited. So this one should be 14. Let's see here. Yep, 14th. And let's see what we got here. Based on the size, I think this might be one of the quartet my husband was telling me about, because he said they were all similar sizes, and I was kind of looking, and there's a couple other that are about this size, so we are about to find out, though. That's for sure. Let's see. So it says, Christmas is not as much about opening our presents as opening our hearts. Janice Moditaire, I want to say is how you pronounce her name. And I think this is a quartet. So Lynn Kurland, which we have another one. This one's called Spellweaver. The other one's Princess of the Sword. We got it on day 11. So let's see what this one's about. Sarah of Dior is finished with mages and the mayhem they caused. Her quest to find her brother and stop his foul spells has failed. Her trust in Ruth is shattered, and her future lies in ruins. All she wanted was a peaceful place to weave. Instead, she's hunted by black mages, trapped by her sense of obligation, and imperiled by a past she knows nothing about yet. Hiding in the mountains, Ruinea of Senegal had long managed to ignore the magic in his veins until aiding Sarah with her ill-fated quest forced him into places where his heritage was impossible to deny. Now faced with an ever-increasing number of enemies who discovered he's alive and want his power, his choice is to accept his birthright and gather his father's spell together so he can destroy them, or turn away and allow his father's evil to overcome the 9 kingdoms. With the stakes higher than ever before, Ruth and Sarah need each other's help even more desperately, for everything they value is at risk: the 9 kingdoms, their lives, and their hearts. So, excuse the dogs, it's cool this morning and they're playing. So, but let's see here. Okay, so this one there's actually 5 of them. It's Star of the Morning, The Mage's Daughter, Princess of the Sword, which we have, A Tapestry of Spells, and then this one's the last one called Spellweaver. So, let me see if I can get the other one real quick. It's kind of buried here. So yeah, so we have this one, and then we have this one now. So those are the 2 books, but come back tomorrow and see what we get there. All right, it is day 15. I'm really excited to see what we got today. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So let's see here, the 15th. See if I can get the tape off. Okay. Off. Oh my goodness. Okay. 15th. And it says, gifts of time and love are surely the basic ingredients of a truly Merry Christmas. Peg Bracken. Okay, and it's another Lynn Kurland one. This one's A Tapestry of Spells, which is the 4th one. So we have Princess of the Sword, A Tapestry of Spells, and then Spellweaver, which is the last one. Let's go ahead and see what this one's about. It says, the past will always find you. Sarah of Dior, daughter of the village witchwoman, knows 2 things. Her brother has embraced the dark arts, vowing to destroy the 9 kingdoms, and she doesn't have the power to stop him. Now, even though she fears the quest will reveal the secret she's kept all her life and spell her doom, she must risk everything to thwart his plans unless she can find aid from a man who knows too well the power of magic, whether used for good or ill. No matter where you hide, after seeing his entire family slain by his father's arrogant misuse of magic, Ruth Need of Senegal buried his own power and swore never to use it again. But when Sarah arrives at his door, desperate for his help, he finds himself thrust back into a life full of enchantments and peril. He knows the quest will be dangerous, but he has no idea the journey the woman who accompanies him on it and the truths he uncovers are capable of shattering his soul and unraveling the entire fabric of the 9 kingdoms. So this one, the Spellweaver, makes a little bit more sense, the synopsis, now that we read the synopsis of this one. But really excited. There is 5 of these, and he said he only got 4. So we'll see whether it's the Mage's Daughter or the first one, Star of the Morning. Either way, I'm going to have to get a complete set, so I'll have to find the other one. But anyway, come back tomorrow and see what we get then. I don't think it's one of these because it's bigger, so, but we'll see you then. right, we are on day 16. I cannot wait to see what we got today, so let's go ahead and jump right in. This should be 16. The little tag fell off, but there we are. Go ahead and take off this ribbon. Some of the extra tape too. Okay. And let's see, so this one feels like another hardback. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Oh. And it says, I wish we could put up some of the Christmas spirit in jars and open a jar of it every month. Harlan Miller. Oh, wow. This one's called Haunt Me Still by Jennifer Lee Carrell? Not sure how you pronounce her last name exactly, but look at that. Look at that cover. That is beautiful. And it says, a famous curse, an ancient web of murder, and Shakespeare's darkest secret. So let's see what it's about here. Said, the bard's witch-haunted play is famously cursed, its reputation for malevolence so strong that many actors refuse to quote or even name the play aloud. And as Kate Stanley begins rehearsals at the foot of Scotland's Duncton Hill, it doesn't take long for the curse to stir. Strange references emerge to the boy actor who first played Lady Macbeth in Shakespeare's day and died in the role. A trench atop the hill is found filled with blood shortly after some of the actors go missing, and a mysterious tarot card leads Kate into the woods, where she finds a local woman dead in circumstances that suggest not just ritual murder, but ancient pagan sacrifice. With Kate marked as both suspect and future victim, she and Ben Pearl, the man who saved her life as she chased Shakespeare's lost play, find themselves in a desperate race to discover a dangerous version of Macbeth, said to contain actual rituals of witchcraft and forbidden knowledge. However much Kate would like to dismiss such rituals as superstition, someone else appears willing to kill for them, and for the cursed manuscript said to be Shakespeare's darkest secret. So that sounds really, really good. I don't think it quite takes the spot of most anticipated read, but it's coming in close. I'll have to kind of ponder it a little bit. Come back tomorrow, see what we get then. All right, it is day 17. So excited to see what we got today. It might be the last book in the quartet, but I'm not sure. Of course, there's a lot more books, but he got 4 of them. So let's go ahead and find out. So this one should be 17 here. Oh. Yep. There we go. The ribbon's really loose, so we'll just slide that right off. It came out of the tape. It happens. All right, let's see what we got here. I can open it. The tape's not wanting to give up. On this side. There we go. And okay, so day 17 here. And it says, I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. Charles Dickens. All right. And it's not one of the quartet, but it says it's called Halfway Hexed, a Southern witch novel by Kimberly Frost. So no more Miss Nice Witch. Let's see what it's about here. It says pastry chef turned unexpected witch Tammy Jo Trask is finally ready to embrace her mixed up and often malfunctioning magic. Too bad not everyone wants her to become all the witch she can be. First, there are the local residents who form a scripture spouting posse and kidnap Tammy to defend Duval against witchcraft. Next, someone saddles her with a secret package chock full of dangerous visions, just as the president of WHAM, the World Association of Magic, arrives with his entourage to investigate her. And who worse to examine Tammy's entanglement with off-limits and drop-dead gorgeous wizard Bryn Lyons than his ex-girlfriend? Not to mention that the clash between the locals and the magical visitors leads to a series of unnatural disasters that may doom them all. Will Tammy Jo's magical synergy with Bryn be enough to help her save the town, or will her enemies succeed in putting Tammy out of commission for good? One thing's certain, this would-be witch is ready to rumble, Texas style. So that sounds like a really, really fun book, and I think the cover's a lot of fun. I love the purple. But yeah, come back tomorrow and see what we get then. All right, we are on day 18. Let's go ahead and see what we got today. There's the 18th. It feels like another hardcover book. All right, so there's 18. It says Christmas is a season not only of rejoicing but of reflection. The book is by Kristen Britton and it's called Blackveil, the sequel to The High King's Tomb. This is the cover here. Let's go ahead and see what it's about. So it says, over a millennium ago, Mornhaven the Black, heir to Arcosian Empire, crossed the Great Sea hoping to replenish his depleted country by conquering the rich lands of Sarcordia. But Mornhaven underestimated the defenders of this faraway land, and after years of siege, Mornhaven and his armies were vanquished, but not before their general had descended into madness and resorted to desperate dark magics that rendered his twisted spirit immortal. Finally, Mornhaven had been captured and imprisoned in Blackveil Forest, and Blackveil's perimeter had been enclosed and protected by the magical Dior Wall. For the 1,000 years since the end of that long war, Blackveil Forest has been a dangerous place, corrupted by the spirit of this eternally malicious entity, its flora and fauna twisted in monstrous ways. But in the many centuries since the war's end, knowledge of the working of magic has slowly disappeared from Sarcordia, due to the fear and the prejudice of a people traumatized by the memory of the terrifying sorceries of Mornhaven's invading army. Even the protective magic that created and maintained the Dior Wall has been lost. But this once impermeable barrier has now been breached, allowing Blackveil's malignant influence to begin to seep into the lands beyond the wall, threatening all of Sarcoridia once again. Kerrigan Galadian is a Green Rider, a seasoned member of the elite messenger corps of King Zachary of Sarcoridia. Though Kerrigan was recruited to the Rider seemingly by chance, she has achieved more than any Rider since the corps was founded during the Long War, and has even been made a Knight of the Realm, the first to be so honored in over 200 years. Kerrigan wears the magical brooch of the First Rider, an artifact that enables her to fade, sometimes to the point of traversing barriers of time and space. Because of this extraordinary ability, she was able to enter Blackveil and transport the spirit of Mornhaven into the future, buying precious time for her country, time for the Riders to scour the land searching for lost magical documents, and for members of the Clan Dior to study the wall, hoping to uncover the secrets of their ancestor. I'm going to go ahead and end there. It continues, but I'm running out of time. Check back tomorrow. All right, day 19. Let's go ahead and see what we get today. So it feels like a hard cover. I thought it might be one of the quartet because it's the right thickness, but it is taller. And now that it's a hardcover, I know it's not. But let's see what it is here. Oh, get that back. Come on. There's that. So it says, love came down at Christmas, love all lovely, love divine. Love was born at Christmas, star and angels gave the sign. Christina Rossetti. So, okay. So this one is Tony Hillerman, The Sinister Pig. And one of my ABC author books is by his daughter. So my husband was telling me about this author. So that's really cool that he picked out one of the books. But the synopsis says, the victim, well dressed but stripped of identification, was found at the edge of the vast Hirakaria Apache natural gas field just inside the jurisdiction of the Navajo Tribal Police, facing Sergeant Jim Chi with a complex puzzle. Why did the Washington office of the FBI snatch custody of his case from its local agents, cover it with secrecy, and call it a hunting accident? What was the victim seeking among the maze of pipelines and pumping stations in America's largest gas field? Was he investigating the embezzlement of billions of dollars from the Indian Tribal Royalty Trust in the Department of the Interior? On a level nearer to Chi's heart, did the photographs Bernie Manuletto took on an exotic game ranch near the Mexican border reveal something connected with this crime? Did Bernie, once a member of Chi's squad but now a rookie border patrol officer, put herself in terrible danger? Tony Hillerman leads his readers through another of his intricate plots to the solution of this crime. With a cast of vivid characters, a Washington political mogul and his more or less renegade pilot, a customs official who bends the rules, a Mexican smuggler with a conscience, and finally, legendary Lieutenant Joe Leaphorn, now retired, who connects the lines with a dusty old map to find the answers, and the sinister pig among the great scimitar-horned orcs grazing on the historic Tuttle Ranch. So that's awesome. I'm really excited to read this author and also read his daughter, which, like I said, is part of the ABC Author Challenge I'm doing. But come back tomorrow and see what we get then. All right, it's day 20. Let's go ahead and see what we got today. So, a smaller but thick book. 20th. Ribbon's already fallen off, so just slide that right off. Let's see here. Okay, 20th. And the quote is, may Christmas lend a special charm to all you chance to do, and may the season light your way to hopes and dreams anew. Garnett and Schultz. So, and the book is The Way of the Shadows by Brent Weeks. And it says, the perfect killer has no friends, only targets. That looks interesting. Let's see what it's about. For Durzo Blint, assassination is an art, and he is the city's most accomplished artist. For Azoth, survival is precarious, something you never take for granted. As a guild rat, he's grown up in the slums and learned to judge people quickly and to take risks. Risks like apprenticing himself to Durzo Blint. But to be accepted, Azoth must turn his back on his old life and embrace a new identity and name. As Kyler Stern, he must learn to navigate the assassin's world of dangerous politics and strange magics and cultivate a flair for death. And then there's a little quote here. It says, I was mesmerized from start to finish. Unforgettable characters, a plot that kept me guessing, non-stop action, and the kind of in-depth storytelling that makes me admire a writer's work. So not typically something I would pick up, but I am excited for it. It does sound interesting, and it is the first in a trilogy, so at least I'm starting with number 1. Come back tomorrow and see what we get then. All right, it is day 21. Pretty confident this is the last one in the set of 4 my husband got because it's the right size and none of the others are. They're all very much so larger, and so I'm really excited. So on day 11, I opened The Princess and the Sword, which is actually the 3rd in the series. And then on day 14, I opened Spellweaver, which is actually the last one, the 5th one in the series. There's actually more since then, but and then on day 15, I opened a Tapestry of Spells, which is the 4th one. So I have 3, 4, and 5 right now. And so this one should either be the 2nd one or the 1st one, but let's go ahead and see. You're on day 21. Let's see what we got here. And then, of course, I'm going to have to buy whatever one's missing. And if I like them, then I'll get the ones that follow too. But we'll have to see if I like them first. I'm just gonna sneaky like this. Okay. 21. And the little quote says, I am not alone at all. I thought I was never alone at all. And that, of course, is the message of Christmas. We are never alone, not when the night is darkest, the wind coldest, the world seemingly most indifferent. For this is still the time God chooses. Taylor Caldwell. Okay, this one is the 2nd one. It's called The Mage's Daughter. And again, it's by Lynn Kurland. So this one, the synopsis said, Narosh is under assault by a mysterious magic that has stripped its king of his powers and unleashed nightmarish creatures as weapons in a war of evil. Morgan of Melksham is fighting against that menace as well as for her life. Struggling to regain her strength after a near-fatal attack, Morgan realizes that she must decide between 2 fates, that of being a simple shield maiden or accepting her heritage as an elven princess. If only she could forget that she was the daughter of the perilous Black Mage of Senegal. Magic in the blood. Duty-bound to aid his king, Mayash of Narosh is torn between what is his responsibilities demand and what his heart desires. He is willing to risk his life to rescue Morgan from the darkness that haunts her, but he must do so at the peril of his realm. Forced to choose between love and the burden of his mantle, Mayash sets out on his most deadly quest ever. And I know I'm butchering the names, but yeah, this is the 2nd one, and so I still need to get Star of the Morning. But come back tomorrow and see what we got over here. right, it is day 22. Really excited to see what the last 4 books are. But of course, we just got to start with the day. So here's 22. And the ribbon should just slide right off here. All right, I'm so excited. The closer it gets, the more excited I get. So, all right, they taped this one on the side again. Always throws me off. So here's 22. And it says, Christmas in Bethlehem, the ancient dream, a cold, clear night made brilliant by a glorious star, the smell of incense, shepherds and wise men falling to their knees in adoration of a sweet baby, the incarnation of perfect love, Lucinda Franks. And the book is called Dust by Joan Frances Turner. And there's a quote here on the front by Laurel K. Hamilton, who I just read for the first time. It says, Dust is a thoughtful, poignant, and frightening book and may make you change sides in the next war between zombies and humans. I love a good supernatural book, so let's see what it's about. It says, 9 years ago, Jessie had a family. Now she has a gang. 9 years ago, Jessie was a vegetarian. Now she eats very fresh meat. 9 years ago, Jessie was in a car crash and died. 9 years ago, Jessie was human, and now she's not. After she was buried, Jessie awoke and tore through the earth to arise, reborn as a zombie right there in good old Hicksville, Indiana. Jessie's gang is the Fly-By-Nights. She adores the ancient skeletal Florian and his memories of times gone by, and the mysterious beach he longs to return to. She's in love with Joe, a maggot-infested corpse. That sounds lovely. They fight, hunt, and dance together as one. Something humans can never understand. There are dark places humans have learned to avoid lest they run into zombie gangs. But now Jessie and the Fly-By-Nights have seen new creatures in the woods, beings neither human nor zombie, and a strange new illness that has flared up out of nowhere, causing the undead to become more alive and the living to exist on the brink of death. As bits and pieces of the truth fall around Jessie like the flesh off her bones, she'll have to choose between looking away or staring down the madness and hanging on to everything she now knows as life. Through it all, Florian's beach beckons her. Its stones and sands call to something deep within her, something that never dies, something almost resembling hope. So that sounds really interesting. I do love supernatural things, so hopefully I'll enjoy it. Come back tomorrow and see what we get on Christmas Eve. All right, day 23. Really excited to see what we have today. And then only 2 more days left, so can't wait. But here is 23. That one's a little tighter, so we'll untie it. This one feels like another hardback. We're gonna find out. Alright. Oh, I see a dog. So here's 23. It says, Let us go over to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has made known to us. Shepherds, Luke 2:15. And the book is by Elizabeth George with no one as witness. So here's the book. And here's the cover. I've seen the dog. And let's see what it's about. It says, Detective Inspector Thomas Linley takes on the case of his career. When it comes to spellbinding suspense and page-turning excitement, New York Times bestselling author Elizabeth George always delivers. As the Wall Street Journal raves, Miss George can do it all with style to spare. And with no one as witness, Elizabeth George has crafted an intricate, meticulously researched, and absorbing story sure to enthrall her readers. Detective Inspector Thomas Linley is back, along with his longtime partner, the fiery Barbara Havers, and newly promoted Detective Sergeant Winston Nakata. They are on the hunt for a sinister killer. When an adolescent boy's nude body is found mutilated and artfully arranged on the top of a tomb, it takes no large leap for the police to recognize this as the work of a serial killer. This is the fourth victim in 3 months, but the first to be white. Hoping to avoid charges of institutionalized racism and its failure to pursue the earlier crimes to their conclusion, New Scotland Yard hands the case over to Lindley and his colleagues. The killer is a psychopath who does not intend to be stopped. Worst, a devastating tragedy within the police ranks causes them to fumble in the pursuit of him. Delivering a breathtaking ending with no one as witness is full of memorizing action and psychological intrigue that are the hallmarks of Elizabeth George's work, and continue to prove that she is a master of the English mystery. So, really excited to read this one. It definitely sounds interesting. Excuse the puppy. And make sure you come back tomorrow to see what we get on Christmas Eve. And then definitely on Christmas. My husband's really excited about that one. But we'll see you tomorrow. All right, it is day 24, early on Christmas Eve morning. I was just too excited, so I'm sorry about the light. But let's go ahead and see what I got today. So, and then there's just tomorrow. So it's 24th. Let's go ahead. I'm not sure what's happening with the ribbon here. It's wrapped around twice. And taped really well. There we go. And this feels like a very thick paperback, but it's definitely not a hardcover. So we shall see. Okay, and this is on the back here. I'm trying not to spoil it for myself. And it says, "Maybe Christmas, the Grinch thought, doesn't come from a store." And that's Dr. Seuss. Oh, this looks cool. It's called The Map of All Things by Kevin J. Anderson. Again, it's the second in a series, but look at that. That's really cool. And it says, "An age of discovery, a quest for glory, a war to end all wars. After terrible atrocities by both sides, the religious war between Tierra and Uraba has spread and intensified, irreparably dividing the known world. What started as a series of skirmishes has erupted into a full-blown crusade. Now that the urban leader, Sultan Shah Amra, has captured the ruined city of Ishlam, his construction team discovers a priceless ancient map in an underground vault, a map that can guide brave explorers to the mysterious key to creation. The Map of All Things continues Kevin J. Anderson's epic fantasy of sailing ships, crusading armies, sea monsters, and enchanted islands." That sounds really, really cool. I'm going to have to get the first one of this because this seems right up my alley. But yeah, really excited for this. Can't wait for tomorrow because my husband has been so excited about Christmas. He thinks it's kind of a joke, but he thinks I might really like it as well. So definitely make sure you come back tomorrow, see what I got then. All right, day 25 is finally here. I'm so excited to see what this book is. So let's jump right in. The ribbon's put on backwards, but that's okay. It fell off. So we have a little froggy here. And it doesn't have the day 25 because it had a special tag. So, but let's see what it is. This was on the inside, but it's Merry Christmas. And it says, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord. And this will be a sign for you. You will find a baby wrapped in swaddling cloths and lying in a manger." Luke 2:10-12. So that's the little saying. And the book is interesting looking. So it's Duncton Wood by William Horwood. And let's see what the synopsis says here. So Duncton Wood is the story of a quest into the nature of love and greed, of oppression and liberty, of integrity, grace, and the power of the spirit. Here in an epic fantasy of the highest order, William Horwood bestows upon the world of moles a mythic history that overflows with richness and fascination, involving the same momentous struggles between good and evil that has always plagued humankind. The moles of Duncton Wood are a varied lot. There are the aggressive West Enders, the independent East Siders, and the secretive and sickly Marsh Enders. Despite their differences, all are members of the same once proud and famous mole system, and all are tyrannized by Mandrake of Sabad, a mole so powerful and senselessly destructive that his name is a curse on those who utter it. The source of the evil that spreads throughout Duncton lies not solely in Mandrake, however, but also in the growing disinterest in the traditions and rites surrounding the great stillstone at the heart of the ancient order. It is in the shadow of that towering stillstone that Bracken and Rebecca, daughter of Mandrake, meet by chance, exchange a few words, and scurry off in different directions, never to forget the moment in which the courses of their lives are forever altered. I'm going to end it there. There's some more, but running out of time. So my husband kind of got this as a joke, but I actually think I'm going to enjoy this.